And welcome back. Again, our first caution came out on lap 2. We had completed 2 laps, I guess, and on the 3rd lap, we had problems on the backstretch with the 22 and the 18. Billy Leslie's car careened off the outside wall and then off the inside wall. They have got him inside the racetrack now in the infield area, and we're about ready to go back to green flag racing here. Kevin, we talked about, obviously, you joining us, but you said a difficult racetrack. You finished 2nd here in a nationwide car, I know, but 13th was the best in the Cup car. Yeah, I made my first Cup start here and only got a couple chances to run here, but tough place, and this is one of the toughest parts right here on the restart to keep from spinning the tires. Single file restart. Again, it's Ken Schrader. He started on the pole. Alex Jantz right behind him. Green flag back in the air.
Patrick Shelter jumps to the outside of Alex Jantz in a battle for 2nd.
Shelter's going to take the position away as they go through 1 and 2. Ken Schrader looks like he's got a strong car today, but Patrick Shelter looks like he wants to challenge him for that lead.
You know, Patrick's our most recent winner in the ARCA RE Series. He won Salem for his first career victory. So, boy, once you get that first win, Kevin, it really does something for that momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, I tell you, the best thing it does is it just gives you that confidence to know that you can go out and you can win races. And up until that point, it's like, man, can I really do this? Do I really know how to have what it takes to win races? And then you finally go do it, and you go out, and you can't ever replace that confidence with anything else.
What an amazing story too. Shelter getting that win after an unbelievable accident at Daytona, where he ended up in the hospital for a few days.
Looks like he wants the lead right now, close to the inside of Kenny Schrader. Going to try to beat him down to turn number 1.
Schrader realizes he's down there, gives him the room, and Patrick Shelter battles out of 2. Let's see if he can hold on.
Whoa, he squeezed Kenny up off the corner. Didn't quite have him cleared.
I tell you, what a great experience for these guys running up there with Schrader, though. I mean, he's got a ton of experience, and to be able to race with the guys around him, those guys just, you can't replace that. I remember the first time I got to race with Ken at California Speedway, and when you get to race against somebody with that much experience, it makes you feel like you halfway know what you're doing.
You learn quickly, I'm sure.
Well, it teaches you a lot faster than what you would normally learn at when you're in ARCA and some of the different divisions that these guys race in. So it makes the learning curve a lot steeper, a lot quicker when you can race side by side with them.
Battle for 7th here.
It's a 09 of Grant and Finger, and the 22 is behind that group. That's the 81 Craig Ghost on the inside, one of the 4 Eddie Sharp cars in the field. And there's Drew Herring, the 22, got a little bit tight up off the corner. Had to squeeze out of it to keep from running into the 09.
We're seeing a lot of different lines here early on in this race. That's a great sign.
Oh, that's the great part about this racetrack, and it was always tough for me. But you slide around, and the tires wear out, and then you'll see a lot of people that run really good at the beginning of the run, and then you'll see a lot of people start to back up, and you see cars going to the top of the racetrack, to the bottom of the racetrack, and that's what makes this place so much fun to race on.
Jim Trado, what's happening?
Well, as you mentioned on the start, guys, Joey Coulter, an aspiring rookie in his 2nd top 10 qualifying effort, had the transmission stick between gears on the start. They came down pit road twice under that caution. They think they have it freed up, so Joey Coulter, under the veteran direction of Harold Harley, had the car fixed, but that was the issue. Transmission issues on the initial start for the 16 of Coulter. Let's go to Ray.
Jim, I wanted to add on the 20 at the top of the show, I've never seen so many changes on a race car. Steve Arpin pulled behind the wall, and his crew chief Wayne Carroll said, we're going to throw everything at it but the kitchen sink. They changed the right front spring, the right rear spring. They dropped the track bar all the way down. A lot of changes. He was not happy with this car. And remember, they impounded it. He got these changes done before the green flag.
Again, that was footage from earlier.
There's your car right there, Ricky Carmichael. Now, Kevin, what kind of advice did you give Ricky coming over here to this racetrack?
Well, he told me he didn't want any advice today. I told him he needed to be a little more aggressive at Martinsville, and I learned a valuable lesson as an owner there that, you know, when you hire a driver, they have their own style, their own techniques, and the best thing we can do for Ricky is just give him advice. He's a very professional racer, whether it was in NASCAR or ARCA or whatever it was in. You know, on the motocross side, he still learned how to race, and I have to let him be his own person, and that's the biggest reason that we wanted to come here today, was just to let him make laps before we went to Kansas next week, and just get him in race conditions was the most important thing for us.
Battle for the lead here. Ken Schrader now on the back bumper of that 60 of Patrick Shelter once again. Ken Schrader started on the pole today. Alex Yance led the first lap. Ken Schrader was able to take over the top spot. We had our first caution, and now Patrick Shelter charged to the front. He was able to lead a few laps, and here comes Schrader.
And this is a classic example of what this racetrack promotes. It's wide, but it promotes taking care of your stuff. And you can see Schrader's just kind of pacing himself. I hadn't looked at the lap times, but I bet you that he's not going to vary as much as a lot of the other guys today. He's not going to go as fast at the beginning, but he's not going to fall off as much at the end.
Amazingly enough, Ken Schrader, we talk about all the years of racing he has. He's never won at this racetrack in any form of racing. He's been second a few times, but
he's about to get the lead back right here. Trouble.
Problems. Turn 3, we've got another car turned around down on the bottom of the racetrack. That's the 31 of Brent Brevek.
A lot of history with that name in the ARCA RE MAX Series. His father Bob, a champion in the ARCA RE MAX Series. Tough break for Brent, though, making his first ARCA start.
Saw the window net down. That's obviously a good sign, letting the track officials know that he's okay. Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, just wanted to add on that. When Bob Brevak ran in ARCA all those years back when he won the 90 championship, his car number was 34. And guess what? Today is his 34th wedding anniversary with wife Shelley. So they're celebrating Brent's first start here at Rockingham on the same day of their 34th anniversary.
Well, I'm not sure this is much of a celebration here for the Brevak family, having that damage to the race car.
Kevin, we talk about tires at this racetrack. Let's take a look at what happened to Brent right here. He's on the inside. Comes off the corner. That's Brian Eichler in the A car. And they must have made a little bit of contact because it got that 31 wiggling and unfortunately lost control of it, hit the inside wall.
And that's the hard part about coming off of turn 2, because that back straightaway is so banked, it's hard to, judge the thing.
Again, this was the battle for the lead. Patrick Shelter had it. Ken Schrader crosses just in front of him.
And takes the lead.
Takes the lead away from Patrick Shelter. And that's when the caution came out. Again, Brent Brevak on the back stretch got turned around and into the inside wall. They're going to clean that up. And while they do that, we'll take a quick break and be right back with more from Rockingham.